Welcome to Community Conversations. I'm Frederick County Executive Jan Gardner, and I'm pleased to have as my guest today Jeremy Courtwright, who's our new director of our Parks and Recreation Division. Welcome, Jeremy.
Well, thank you for having me. Appreciate
Well, I'm excited to have your appointment confirmed by the County Council as the Division Director for Parks and Recreation. It's a big job. I know you're up to the job. I have great confidence in you. So I did want to take this opportunity to have our viewing audience get to know you a little bit better. So do you want to share a little bit of background about yourself?
Sure, no problem. I started with, I've always had a passion and an interest in recreation and parks ever since I was a child. And I will say first, thank you for having me here. This is a fantastic opportunity, and I'm extremely excited to be a part of this and continue my career in Parks and Recreation at this capacity. But I've always had a passion for Parks and Recreation. Ever since I was a kid, I loved the outdoors, loved sports, and my parents got me into lots of activities and recreational opportunities growing up, and I learned a lot through that. And I carried all the way to college, where I went to Liberty University and got a degree in sports management.
Okay.
And I took that and I tried to look for a job after college and got a job with the YMCA and then an ice rink where I learned how to drive a Zamboni, which is pretty cool.
That's a pretty cool
We don't have any ice
experience.
rinks here in Frederick, Frederick County Parks and Rec, but I learned some pretty cool experiences there. And about 18 years ago, I applied for a job as a recreation coordinator in Frederick County and started there at that Deer Crossing Recreation Center as a recreation coordinator and worked my way up through the agency. As most recently, I was a recreation superintendent for the past 13 years. So it's been exciting. It's been a lot of exciting times going through this, and I've learned a lot. So.
Well, there's a lot of things that happen in Park and Recs. It's a big scope of work. We have a large number of parks and literally millions of people who come to our parks every year. And we have a choice of things to do, from passive recreation, walking on a trail, to visiting a nature center, to sports and athletic fields. So maybe you can talk a little bit about some of your responsibilities, the scope of work of all the Park and Rec programs that are out there.
Sure, absolutely. As recreation superintendent, I had one job, basically one silo, and that was just a recreation department. So that's still underneath this division. But now, to add to that, I have the parks maintenance side, and the building security side, which is they manage 3 buildings in downtown Frederick, and custodial operations. And park maintenance alone, park operations, we see almost 2 million visitors per year in our parks. So that's a 7-day-a-week operation, sunrise to sunset. And then with with custodial services, we have 26 employees and 36 buildings that we supervise and do custodial work at every day. So it's almost 1 million square feet almost every day, each week. And with the custodial operations, we partner with the Scott Key Center, which is a fantastic program, and we partner with that program to maximize the efficiencies and do the custodial work in all those buildings, because we couldn't do it alone, just with our own staff. And those responsibilities, along with the recreation programs that that we've been offering since I've been here, it's a lot of enhanced responsibilities that I have with that, with those categories. Also, the capital projects is also another.
Yeah, but we've got a few capital projects coming down the pike.
Yeah, and I've been involved with capital projects throughout the years I've been there, but to be on this side of it and to be able to steer that ship and kind of see how things operate and learn from that and learn in that is it's exciting, and it's really cool to see what we have coming up.
Well, most of our parks, at least our larger regional parks, are developed over time.
Yes.
So I tell people, if you haven't been to this particular park for a couple of years, you may want to go back, because there may be a whole new section and new opportunities for things to do there. Right. I know we have upcoming some big improvements up in the Utica Park,
right,
as well as opening up a new park down near Brunswick, the Othello Park, which will begin construction over the next year or two.
Correct.
And then we have a passive park in Point of Rocks that we hope to construct eventually. Yep. So lots of things going on. And lots of events.
Yes.
So Parks and Recreation always has events. They're always great events.
Right.
You run a lot of summer camps, and so there's always, a lot of things happening. So I think one of the bigger events is the daddy-daughter dance and the pumpkin patch,
Right.
but I'm not sure which one's actually the largest.
Right. The pumpkin patch is definitely our largest.
Okay.
We've had close to almost 4,800 participants on a good weekend when we have the weather that cooperates with us. But that's a fantastic event, and people come out from all over the area, the counties, to enjoy that event on that weekend in October. The Daddy-Daughter Dance is coming up, and we expanded that event to a third day just to kind of accommodate the wait list we've had. So over the past years, it's grown from, I think it was 10, 11 years ago, we started with 26 families in the A-frame, and now we're up to over 1,500 in.
Wow!
You're right, inside the fairgrounds facility down there that we rent just for this purpose. So it's pretty impressive. So we get daddies and their daughters, and they're all dressed up and exciting.
Yeah, well, you don't want to disappoint any of those little girls who want to go to their first dance with their dad. So it's a nice family event.
Absolutely.
And what about summer camps? How many summer camps do we offer, and about how many children participate?
Well, we have, over the course of a summer, with the camps, clinics, and programs, we had last summer a little over 4,000 participants in our programs in our summer. Most of those were camps, and a lot of them are repeaters. So the kids that come multiple times over the course of the summer, they go on family vacations, and they come for us to do certain weeks on certain themes. So that's the number of camps is throughout the whole year. It's hard to nail down how many programs we offer each year because it's constantly changing. We're always adapting. But I think last year we had over 2,000 programs we offered countywide, annually. So in all of 2015. So for the summer camps, we could get over 4,000 participants in just our programs. And that's not just camps, but that is a lot of programs and a lot of participants.
It is a lot of programs and a lot of participants.
Yeah.
And relative to what our parks and recs do in terms of maintaining and opening all of our parks 7 days a week, working on expansion programs, and all of these classes, camps, and events. I mean, how many employees do you have in total?
We have 80 employees for the department, and that includes all those areas. But we have 73 currently employed, but we were looking to hire some vacancies, one which is the vacancy that I'm leaving as in this capacity. So right now we have 80 employees, full-time benefited employees with the county, and then we have around 250 part-time non-benefited employees that come in seasonally and work those camps. They work as part-time rangers at our nights and in our parks. So.
Okay. Well, so what do you see moving forward? What are the big things that are happening, goals and priorities you may have?
I think first and foremost, we're going to continue to maintain what we do have to protect the environment of natural resources we have in all of our parks. We have 18 beautiful developed parks that they might be semi-developed, like you mentioned. We're phasing certain aspects of parks in, but 18 parks the public can go to and enjoy throughout the day on their weekends, and we want to maintain those facilities to the highest level. But moving forward, even beyond that, I want to continue to basically have the partnerships that we've been so successful with the Frederick County Public Schools is a great example of a partnership that has worked out really well for us. And it's continue to push that envelope. We have 7 park schools, for example, that a lot of people don't realize that we have a partnership with Frederick County Public Schools where we offer evening and weekend programs at those sites. And then during the day, there's schools. So that relationship has benefited us tremendously. We've been able to offer camps and drop-in programs and leagues for adults and youth at those facilities. And a lot of people also don't realize that FCPS and us have partnered about 3 years ago to offer at the Walkersville High School swimming pool to offer swimming programs to teach kids how to swim and get parents and their children into the pool. So we've been able to partner in that way as well. So I'd like to continue to push that envelope and look for ways to partner with community agencies. The health department with Docs in the Park, we were able to partner with them, and they've been fantastic in just being a mechanism to teach people the health benefits of parks and recreation. And I will say even the City of Frederick. The City of Frederick Parks and Rec Department has been an asset and a resource and a partner in the Docs in the Park program and also in the park schools. So.
Well, certainly exercise is an important part of wellness, and people can do exercise throughout the course of their life and should do exercise.
Right.
And it's also good for your mental well-being as well if you get a little bit of physical exercise. And I know that one of the recommendations that's coming out of the Seniors First initiative, because we have this booming population of seniors, is to develop some park and rec programs specifically for that senior population. And so, you know, we often focus on youth and family activities, which is great, but we are going to have that need to keep everybody moving throughout the entire breadth of their life so they can stay healthy.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have met with the Department of Aging. This is another great example of us sitting down in a room, partnering and trying to figure out how we can do exactly that, offer programs for an aging population and what that looks like and the types of programs we could offer and where. So we're definitely looking at that.
Well, I think the Park and Rec staff does a fabulous job. I think all of these programs are well run and well managed, and I think our parks are maintained and are absolutely beautiful. Scheduling all the athletic fields and all the leagues that are out there is an incredible task.
Yes.
And so all of that happens very well, and it is really kudos to all the people that work in park and recreations.
Yes, thank you.
So if people want to know more about our parks, where they are, the programs that are available, how can they find that out?
Well, they could go to our website. That's the best source for all of our information. We keep that up to date, and you can register there. It's recreator.com, or it's recreater.com. And we also, you can call our main office at 301-600-2936. And we also have an email address specifically for questions. It's parksandrecreation@frederickcountymd.gov, that anybody in the public can email us a question or a suggestion, and we'll be happy to. We get those emails every day. So
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, I always encourage people, if they're looking for something to do, they really don't have to look outside the county. They can find a park to go visit on any day of the week, any weekend, and really find something there for everyone. I've always liked the nature centers myself, and I think that's a fun place to go with kids and the entire family to enjoy nature and enjoy the beauty of those parks. And so I really appreciate all that you do.
Thank you.
I am happy that you are our new division director, and I look forward to continuing to work with you.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate being here. It's
Very
great.
good. Thank you for joining us. I hope that you'll take some time to join the other 2 million people who have visited one of our parks over the past year and come and see what our Park and Recreation Division has to offer in Frederick County. Thank you for joining us.